we looked at all the really neat hand-done things and the artistic ends of architecture. Now we're going to look at the more manufactured area. Again, I'm Christine, and we're going to look at Sears-built homes. And I did bring one prop. I don't know if you can see it. This is a doorknob. I can pass it along, but it's got to get back to me. It's my one thing. This is my inspiration for tonight, is that doorknob, strangely. It is a doorknob from one of my childhood homes. And because I'm weird and everybody can remember their childhood home address, right? That is from 23D Hart Road in Rockaway, New Jersey, from a lot of years ago. And supposedly, that home was a Sears home. Of course, I can't prove it, but it did intrigue me, even from, my mom talking about, hey, we lived in a Sears home, because it's like, we go to Sears all the time. What does that mean? So I started looking it up. And I also found in the last few weeks, as I'm putting this together, a lot of people don't know about Sears homes. How many people here are familiar with Sears homes, buying them? Oh, good. I'm talking to my crowd then. Let me know if I hit it all right. So I started looking through some old Sears catalogs that you can actually get in book form. Hold on. I got these from Yankee Bookstore, so you can do that. You can also find a lot of them online. They are out there for you to page through. Just a warning, get yourself a drink when you do so, because they'll suck you in. It's a rabbit hole. Really big one. So we're going to talk about the honor-built, as they call them, modern homes. And this is what kind of made the American dream of owning a home possible for a lot of people. So next slide, Kyle. Just a few facts here. The first catalog was about 1908. The last edit had just a few homes in it. The last catalog was in about 1940, but there were still a couple dealers out there. They had, and this is where the rabbit hole part comes in, over those years, they had about 350 designs. So, everything from huge mansion-looking places down to your little bitty bungalow kind of places with about 4 rooms. So you could choose from just about anything. It was amazing. They sold more than 70,000. A lot of them are still around. They were well built. In that time, they did very well. They were very popular. They did hit some trouble in the 30s because, the 30s, the Depression, a lot of people defaulted on their mortgages. And with Sears catalog homes, you actually worked with them with your mortgage and everything. All you had to have basically was your piece of land. So they took a real hit there. A lot of people defaulted on their mortgages. And then sort of the nail in the coffin, as they say, was in 1940s, of course, the start of World War II. Everybody, there was a shortage in a lot of goods. Sound familiar again? And also, a lot of the factories were switching over to wartime type of manufacturing. Sears had many different factories around the U.S. The ones that I found were in Ohio, Illinois, and a really large one in New Jersey, outside of Newark. So back to where I was explaining with Rockaway, New Jersey. And they, of course, weren't the only kit home. There were several others. The ones that I read about were the Aladdin homes and the Bennett homes. And just to clarify, these are kit homes, not modular homes, where you're like, oh, I'm going to order some walls, and everything comes, pre-manufactured, basically. With a Sears kit home, you ordered it, and it came in pieces parts, more like an IKEA kind of thing. Flat pack. Your basic flat pack home, and all the directions you could ever want. Of course, these are the kind of directions you're actually going to need to read. So if you're like me, this is not your home. You cannot do too long didn't read with this kind of thing. So that's the basics of the Sears catalog homes. Okay, next slide. How it worked, basically, and I apologize, my information blank there didn't turn out quite as well as I had hoped, but basically, you order your catalog. You say, hey, send me a catalog. And they're so nice at Sears, if you said you were going to build a home in the next year or so, they didn't even charge you for the catalog. You could just go ahead and order it. They'd send it along to you. You browse through, you get lost in the rabbit hole of the early 1900s, so you're in your catalog for hours on end, trying to decide on your home, your plans. Everything is in there, and I'll show you some of those in a minute. So you decide on it. There's handy-dandy order forms right there in your catalog, so you just fill in all the blanks, send it off. And then you wait for the train to arrive, because these basically came by train. So instead of hearing the, Mike came up with this one, instead of hearing the horn for the FedEx guy, they honk as they come and leave, it's more of listening for the train whistle. So same theory, only bigger. You read the directions, and you can build it yourself. Or if you were lucky, you had a Sears certified builder or a contractor of choice that you would use. Then you didn't have to read all the directions. And then, which is what I was just saying on the bottom. So it's a pretty simplified process for buying your home, really. I mean, rather than having to go out and work with an architect and such. Next slide, Carl. So I found these on the internet. Here's what their order forms looked like. Like I said, pretty straightforward. I want hot water heat or steam heat. Here's my plumbing, I want bathroom. And then you let them know a little bit more about yourself, what your preferences are. And then you can even choose your easy payment plan. They make it all easy for you. Next slide, Carl. There's a few more pages to fill out. A little bit more about your methods of payment. You can pay as it's going up. You can pay after inspecting the material. You get your choices there. And again, being the nice people they are, they even have their easy payment plan for you, totally laid out. Making, again, like I said, the American dream super duper easy for you. Next slide, Carol. They even included envelopes. So they were looking out for you. And they even promised that in less than a day, your order's on its way. So quick shipments. So the train's coming soon. So it's almost as good as ordering on the internet. Almost. So what did your typical order include? And this just kind of cracked me up as I was going through it, because I was just imagining picking up an order like this or having an order like this picked up. I mean, it has everything. It has your posts, wall place joists, treads and risers, so your whole stairs, your dental blocks, porch and stair stringers, you name it, it's coming. Even your medicine cabinet, so even your interior things you could choose from. Medicine cabinets, cupboards, china closets, all those built-ins that make people like me swoon, yes, because they're just so pretty. And you could even choose birch, oak, and I believe maple was the third one. Ironing boards, the kind that drop down out of the wall. So you can choose those. Breakfast alcoves, doors and frames. And there's more. Next one, Carl. And your cellar sashes, your painting material, enough for 3 coats. They weren't kidding around. They gave you 3 coats worth of paint. And all the latest colors, which of course changed based on the year and what they were feeling was stylish. So you get all of those things. Your gutters and downspouts, everything came. Except, because there's always an except, your cement, your brick, and your plaster. Those were a bit heavy, I guess. Those you would have to get. But everything else was all included in your order. And as you'll note, it's guaranteed. All very Sears-like. Next one. And here's where they really get you, because they know when you're building a home, the architectural fees can be expensive, and you have to go out and find somebody to work with you. They actually included those as well, or so they say. So when you send it in, you're working with an architect who can help you through the plans that work for you. Do you want the plan that's in there? Do you want the plan reversed? You could even reverse your plan and play with it a little bit. And in one catalog I saw, I didn't get a picture in here, I apologize, but it was, they have their architectural team working for you, including a woman, because she knows what the females need in their home. So they had the women's point of view, which is kind of nice, actually. So they insisted on including that. So they sent you your blueprints, which all had all the elevations, the floor plans, details of the interior, your specifications, all the erection plans and everything that you needed to hand over to your, hopefully, hand over to your builder rather than trying it yourself. And why they offered it was, they say it saved you in 5 different ways, because you're not paying the architectural fees, 1. 2, you're not, because they've designed all of these and they're tried and true plans that have been designed to work, you don't have to mess around with, oh, well, that didn't work out so good. That's a terrible breakfast alcove. You didn't have any of that. It's all done for you. Buying extra materials because they knew what you needed, down to the floorboard. They sent you exactly the right number of floorboards, hopefully. No bad workmanship. They tout all of their materials as being amazing because they buy in bulk and because they have the quality control. And the 5th way, of course, is on cost, the cost of putting it up. Because everything is laid out, it's a lot cheaper. Go ahead, Carl. Making, again, the American dream cheap. And you can even see they proved it out here. 231 and a half hours saved when you do it with these guys, with Sears. So, you know, it's a 40% savings on your carpentry labor as well. So it's a lot of savings when you just go ahead and buy it through the catalog, along with everything else. And again, it's guaranteed. Always good. Next slide, Carl. I thought I'd throw in a few examples of what it is you could actually get. I mean, it runs the gamut everywhere. It just amazed me. You could get 7 rooms or 6 rooms, depending, and they often included some pictures of the interior for you, so you can get an idea of what it is going to look like. And mind you, you know, they didn't include, you know, like beds and so forth right off the bat, but they were pretty sure they could help you get those as well. Next slide, Carl. I mean, even if you know that you want 5 rooms, you have 2 choices of something with 5 rooms. Bungalows and little, I guess, cottage kind of guys. And like I say, it's amazing to me. Next one, Carl. This one is a pretty popular one. Actually, I'll show you a picture later of one in Wausau. It's called the Crescent. And they're very helpful. Not only does it have 5 rooms, but it has a neat porch, according to them. You know, this is important to know. Neat porch. They would even help you get the piano, I bet. Next one, Carl. Like I say, I just threw in a bunch of different ones. 4 rooms with a bath. Well, bathrooms are important. With a bathroom. 5 bedrooms, again, with sort of different feels of a bungalow. Next one, Carl. And, oh, I like this one because they call it a substantial 2-story. So it's not just any, it's substantial, and actually kind of looks like the one I grew up in. Next one. If you had a narrow lot, they've got you covered. They've got narrow homes. If you need an English colonial, bigger to outdo your neighbors, they had you covered. If you had more than yourself, if you had two families, duplex kind of deals, you could get a couple different ones for two families even. They thought of everything. Next one. And here's your mansion, the mansion one that I mentioned. This one to me is just, I don't know, it's super to me. It's large, it's just an impressive looking home. It was one of their bigger ones and actually one of their more expensive ones at $3,015. So, whoops, go back. Okay, next one. There we go. I threw this one in because if you wanted brick instead of shingle, they could also work with brick instead of shingle. So many different choices. I mean, how could you go wrong? And they didn't just have houses. They could help you out with a lot of different things. Here you could even get just a garage if you wanted a garage. If you wanted the fanciest garage on the block, they could help you with that. That kind of looks like it would match the Alejandro that was just in. The last one, so you could get yourself iron garages, the wooden garages. Next one, Carl. If you're just looking for a summer cottage, they had a full range of summer cottages. So, you just get your little plot of land up on the lake shore. They could help you build that. This one surprised me. I didn't realize there were Sears built barns. You could get a barn.
Look at the deal.
It's on sale.
It was even on sale. Good point, Carl. It was fabulous. I mean, barns were even less expensive than that Alejandro one, though. You could get 2 or 3 barns for that one. And I did see, I couldn't quite place it. I did see somewhere online that there were Sears built schools. I have to look into that a little more, but I thought that was interesting. And so here's my last pieces here. I kept it short. So the question always is my house a Sears house? Because you go into like Wausau Southeast Side or any of the neighborhoods, and they all look like they could be a Sears home, really. I mean, they had so many different styles and shapes, and they all look like they could be a Sears home. So here's solid proof. Of course, paperwork from Sears, that's a dead ringer. Your deed, the mortgage paperwork saying you bought this, that's a good one. The building permit, because they actually helped you with that as well. They helped you with everything. A building permit, shipping labels are always good. Stamped numbering on floors. So if you go like down on your basement and look up, or any way you can see the lumber, you can sometimes see stamped on your lumber that the numbers that helped you put it together. That's how you knew where to put all your lumber. It was like a giant puzzle. You could have one, but it's not a great way of looking at it if you have a Sears home plan and some correct hardware, because I don't know if you caught it in that list of all the things that came with. Hardware was one of them. So all of your doorknobs, like the doorknob. It's a pretty good bet then still. And if your house kind of fits the one of the plans. What doesn't work, especially like in my place, or in my case, is family lore. My mom tells me it was a Sears home. I have no way of knowing other than Mom told me. Of course, moms know everything and are never wrong. But from a historical point of view, she might have been. Don't go by the floor plan alone, because again, they're fairly typical floor plans. And don't go by the general look of the neighborhood, as I said before. Those don't absolutely tell you. But if you got the numbers, you're in good shape. Go ahead, Carl. Let's look at some in Wausau. So I've been told. Geez, Carl. These are listed on the Wisconsin State Historical Society site, and they state that they are Sears. I cannot guarantee it, but I'm trusting them. This one is over on 3rd Avenue, and unfortunately these trees are blocking it, but it does have the, I swear it has some of that in there. So they call this one the Crescent. Next one, Carl. This one they just called the Bungalow, so I didn't know what picture to put with it. But they said that this one is a Sears home. It's over on 3rd Avenue, kind of by the big swing over by, oh wait, that's not 3rd Avenue, sorry. I was going to say on your way back from
Between Knox.
Fleet Farm.
Between Knox and West Wausau, yeah.
There we go. Thank you, Patrick. It's a beautiful home. This one definitely shows to be the Crescent, because you can see through here the entryway and everything kind of matches up nicely. And that one again is over on 3rd Avenue. And I threw this one in because I know there's a couple people from Point here, and because it's that super fancy one, the Alejandro. Am I saying that right? Alhambra. Alhambra. There we go.
It's a beautiful house inside too.
Oh, well, there we go.
Isn't there one in the southeast side around here?
Those were the only 3 they mentioned in Wausau.
I know there's one because I told you to add that one.
Oh, oops. And this one's down on Strong's Avenue. So check that one out next time you're down there. And I believe that should be my last slide. He's busy proving me wrong. I believe that's my last slide. So, like I said, I am not a Sears expert, but I wanted to share what I did learn as I was falling down the rabbit hole of reading Sears catalogs, so that you too can go home and start looking on the internet and get lost in the Sears catalogs as well. Any questions that I can make up some answers to? Might as well be honest. If not, again,
I think you said there were like 70,000 homes. that were
70,000 homes were, I believe was the number I had on there.
Yeah, just what was that from, or was that on the catalog, like?
Oh, no, that was, there are several websites of people who are like Sears home enthusiasts and researchers and nerds. I had seen that on several there, so I went with their research. They actually document where they find Sears homes, kind of like documenting where the clay is. So.
We haven't mentioned this to Weston Ave.
Oh, there's one on. Oh, and I guess there's one on Weston Avenue, in a Tudor style.
What's the
I missed that.
202.
202 Weston Avenue. I apologize. Thank you, Carl.
It's in,
So that's on the southeast side, so you can pop around in there.
survey.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Get distracted so easily. Yes.
I was talking to somebody a number of years ago who I believe lived on like East Wausau Avenue and 13th, I think it was, up halfway up the hill, just a little house, and he swore that it was a Wausau home.
Oh, Wausau home or a Sears home?
It was a Sears home.
Ah, that's okay.
And he said that their guarantee on everything that they sold you included the furnace, and they would replace the furnace as long as the house stood.
I wonder if you could still do that.
But it had to be the family.
Oh, the same family. Oh, there's always a catch. I should have asked. Does anybody else have a?
That furnace lasts now.
Yes.
You know, if that furnace lasted 20 years, they would have still been replaced.
Oh yeah, that's That's why I say it's guaranteed down to doorknobs. Does anybody else have a Sears home, or a story about a Sears home? I should have asked that.
Well, I'll tell you this, then, this is, the same guy swore to me that if you're on Wausau Avenue and you're around, it's again around 13th, and on the north side of the road, there's a stone house with a round entryway.
Okay.
He swore that house was a Sears house,
See, it would be great to.
We'll go look at
to-
their beams.
but he didn't live
Yeah.
there.
Numbers, that's what we'll do.
I was gonna say, everybody go downstairs and look for numbers on your wood, and let us know what you find out.
But we'll just